Hi, I'm Perry Atkinson, General Manager here at theDove. Hey, check out our other videos and check out our website at thedove.us. Well, welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. Delighted to have in the studio with us today Mike VonHolle. He is, he's the Director of Business Development for R.A. Murphy, but more importantly than that, he believes that Southern Oregon can become a strong tech economy, hopefully.
Absolutely.
And you've been tracking this for quite a while, haven't you, Mike?
Yes, I have, Perry. For a number of years, I've been involved with economic development. I'm the immediate past board president of SoReady, founded an organization called Sustainable Valley, been a chamber board member. So been kind of working from inside of the system for about the last 8 years, trying to help our community realize its greater potential.
It is a potential.
Yes.
I mean, could we get Silicon Valley to come to Southern Oregon?
Well, I think that there's, we've got a lot of tech businesses and they're expatriates out of California who had another plan in mind for a better quality of life, and that's what drew them here. So we've got actually a strong foundation of tech jobs already here in tech companies, so I want to build on that.
So how can it happen? What are you looking at?
Solomon said, where there's no vision, the people perish. Yeah. I'd like to add the word economic there. Where there's no economic development vision, the people perish. Right. And so we've got some significant challenges here. We don't make the right, from my perspective, we're not making the right investments in economic development. If you look at SoReady, our regional economic development go-to agency, their sister agency over in Bend, their budget is 3 times as much. And they serve the same size population.
Wow.
The cities that support EDCO over in the Bend region contribute $2.38 per capita annually per citizen for economic development. Yeah. Around here, all of our cities contribute 38 cents.
38 cents,
yeah.
Wow.
The counties are allocated funds from the state video poker proceeds specific for economic development. And the average of what the counties allocate for their economic development enterprise is 35%. Wow. Jackson County had $817,000 last year, and they gave already $26,000.
Wow.
So we're at 3.6%. We're 1/10 of what the state average is, and so we're kind of perpetuating this self-fulfilled prophecy of self-imposed limitations.
Yeah. So where do we go from it? Can this be changed? Because I mean, people come in here. I think they want to do business here. They want to live here. They want to make this happen.
They do, and we've got a lot of ground to make up for. And before I get specifically into that, the good news for Medford, we're on a list of the top 179 best performing small cities, but we've been free falling. Perry, the last 10 years we were number 12 in 2004. We're number 114 now.
Whoa.
We're 160 out of 179 for job growth and 166 for wage growth.
Wow.
Jackson County wages are bottom 7%, lowest in the country. So what that means, we don't have a strong economic multiplier here to support all the rest of the businesses. But on that same list that would drive you to drink if you have a tendency to do so, on that same list, we're number 12 for our 5-year high-tech GDP growth.
Wow.
So it's really startling. I ask this question when I'm giving these presentations, and I'll ask people, how many high-tech companies do you think are represented in this 2-county region?
Yeah.
Venture to guess.
4.
277. It's shocking. It's like, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
277. They provide about 2,800 jobs that average $56,000 in wages. That's 150% of Jackson County's median wage of about $36,000.
Wow.
So it's not smoke and mirrors. It's not wishful thinking.
Yeah.
These companies are here. These jobs are here.
Right.
And it's a strength we could build on. And so there's a number of things I think
broadcast
that we
can qualify on that. Well, it kind of would be. We're high tech.
It's high tech.
We're high tech in that room.
We're surrounded by high tech. Yeah. But in particular, what you're looking at is government and sector code that defines high tech. There's 14 different codes for basically like traded sector, software, hardware manufacturer, those sorts of things. So those companies are here. Those jobs are here. It's something that could make a difference. And right now, my last count, there was over 5,500 students from this community, Jackson and Josephine County, and the Oregon University system.
Wow.
A good percentage of those kids are getting good tech educations, and they're going somewhere else because of the perception of the lack of opportunity.
Wow.
So there's this never-ending brain drain, and what that does, it contributes to this, we've got, state economists are saying that when the death rate exceeds the birth rate in rural Oregonian communities, that a lot of these communities are going to reach the point of no return.
Right.
So in Jackson and Josephine County, we think we're immune to that, but we're not. Josephine County in 1980, their birth rate was 1.5 births for every death. They're at 0.75 births for every death.
Wow.
Jackson County in 1980, 2 births for every death. Now we're just treading water.
Wow.
So what that means, we're not replacing our younger population. We're not creating the future workforce because of this brain drain. So what I'd like to do is keep a lot of the kids that would like to stay here by creating more opportunities, and a lot of the kids left to come back. So it's not about recreating California, it's about making better use of the resources we have.
Does the city and county officials get what you're saying?
As much as I'd like to think that they would, because it seems pretty common sense, I haven't got the, in fairness to them, yeah, when I started Sustainable Valley, the county stepped up with some economic support to get that organization out of the ground, and so did the city. So I think they get it in part, but this isn't something that you could just plant the seeds and then overnight it's going to be like Jack and the Beanstalk and everything's going to change. It's a long, sustained campaign to transform the economy.
All right, because I mean, what you're saying, there's an incredible opportunity here, and but what first has to change? I mean, where do we start this thing? Where do we start to turn around?
Again, where there's no economic development vision, the people perish.
Right.
And Jesus, I was just reading this morning. He said, "Only the sick have need of the physician." So we've got some ailments, but until we face them head on and see what these problems really are, then I mean, we got the second highest student homeless rate in the state of Oregon, and it goes on and on. I can tell you other stats that'll make your toes curl in your shoes.
I mean, we see it in ministry-wise. We know where the needs are. We know where they are with kids. And we got Hearts with a Mission. We got all these other, sub-ministries going on out there. Something's out of whack here.
There's a great culture of caring. It makes our community a great place to live and raise a family and do business. But when you look below the surface, a lot of that's born out of economic necessity. And so we've been on this continuous downward spiral of economic and social degradation for so long, in large part because of the decline of the timber industry, thanks to our friends of the vocal minority who have hamstrung our country from accessing our own resources to our own detriment. But it seems like each time we hit a new lower level, the best we can come up with is, well, it could be worse. Then we hit another lower level, and it's like, well, it could be worse. And I got kind of sick of hearing it could be worse and thought, well, how could it be better? Because too many people have acclimated to a mindset of scarcity or entitlement or both. And we've got to have a plan to reverse course, and I think that we do, Perry, by building on our tech sector. So what I did is I looked around the country for best-in-class modeling and found a community similar in size to ours that brought in 75 to 80 businesses out of California.
Wow.
So as bad as we think things are in Oregon, and I'm not going to dispute that they're not, Oregon for business taxation, with one being high, ranks number 12 in the United States. California is 47.
Wow.
So there's great opportunity there.
Yeah.
Overall business rankings, Oregon is number 17, California is number 48.
Wow.
That's the 8th largest economy in the world right next door to us. And truth be known, every other person that lives in this community passed through California at some point in time in their lives. And so Silicon Valley on its own, if it was a country, it would have the 19th largest GDP in the world.
Whoa.
And so as challenging as things are here, they're worse there, and we've got a phenomenal opportunity to go down there and let them know about the advantages of doing business in Southern Oregon. And it's not about recreating California, it's about populating our vacant industrial land with family wage jobs that'll keep the kids here that would like to stay here to grow this economy.
Boy, that's wonderful. Now, has anybody eyeballed us from down there? I mean,
yes, they have. I'm actually talking with a number of companies right now. As you know, R.A. Murphy Construction, where I'm the Director of Business Development, we actually purchased 80 acres on Avenue G. Perry, it's land that's been sitting vacant since World War II. And it is the premier piece of industrial land in this valley, state certified, shovel ready, which means all the roadblocks to development are cleared out of the way. We bought that for prices that haven't existed since I was born. And so it's priced right. We can put together exceptional values. So what I'm doing is networking through all these technology companies that are here right now and finding out, are they in a place where they're growing and maybe they're landlocked and they're looking for such a resource? And whether they are or not, I'm asking them the question, who do you do business with that's ever come into the valley and said, gosh, what a great place to live. Wonder if I could do my business here. Because I want to talk to those people and let them know about this resource. And beyond that, I've got a whole program on how to reach down to those companies, private sector, privately held companies, I should say, traded sector, privately held companies that provide family wages that'll fit in the fabric of what we have to offer. And I'm going to let them know about the business advantage of living here in Southern Oregon.
Any incentives? I mean, as far as the county or the city goes, or maybe even the state, I mean, we've got to get more businesses in the state. I mean, there's got to be, enterprise zones, anything like that?
Yes,
does that play in?
Yes, it does. Thanks for asking. Number one, there's an Oregon New Market Tax Credit Program, which we could take advantage of on that side. It's meant to It's meant to trigger development in economically challenged areas, and they're identified by their distress census tract. So that area qualifies. Matter of fact, there's a number of areas in Jackson, Josephine County that qualify. So we've also have the enterprise zones, as you said. We have an e-commerce zone, and so I've found one company so far. They've got about 8 acres is all they're going to need for about 300 jobs, great jobs, and we've got probably about $2 million worth of incentives lined up for them already.
Really?
I'm not a huge incentive guy, but we play the hand we're dealt, and we're competing against other communities that have got great incentives.
Yeah,
so we have to take advantage of the ones that are available.
That's wonderful. Well, you've done your homework. if people want to learn more, because I know you've got PowerPoints on this.
I've got a PowerPoint slide.
Are you willing to have PowerPoint will travel?
Absolutely. I got my little dog and pony show and the screen and the projector and the whole package. So
if people want to get a hold of you, what do they do?
They get a hold of me at R.E. Murphy Construction.
Okay.
And the number 776-2336. And that's area code 541 if they're outside of the area.
Yeah, I just really think you got to check this out. He's done his homework. This is a passion of yours. You've been doing it. Some of the emails that he sent to me are documentaries on this issue, and I have to tell you, it's really well thought of. I don't know why we don't see, well, I would hope that we would see this, because it's an incredible potential and opportunity. We have the land, we have the area, we have the infrastructure. There's no reason why not to.
And we've got a technically educated workforce, but unfortunately they're leaving the valley.
Yeah, we shouldn't be.
They should stay here and build this economy instead of building the economy somewhere else.
We all want to live here, so let's build it. Mark, thank you. This is fascinating. And again, get a hold of him if you want to hear his presentation. You know, have him come to your service club or whatever. Make this this video or the PowerPoint presentation. And again, that's R.A. Murphy. The number again?
776-2336.
77627. Okay, that's
776-2336.
Okay. Thanks, my friend. Good to see you.
Perry.
Have a great weekend.
Thank you very much.
We'll be right back.
Yeah.